Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hello and welcome to Share Talk. Today I'm joined by Paul Johnson, who's CEO at POW.L Resources. How are you today, Paul?
I'm good, Zach. How are you?
I'm doing well. You got some news that you hit the market with today regarding your company. Could you just run us through that?
Yeah, sure. We've done 2 RNSs today so far. I apologise about back-to-back RNSs, but sometimes they can't be avoided. We started 9 o'clock this morning with an update on Botswana and the Malopo Farms Complex project, where we have an effective interest of 51%, or we will do soon, once we've paid for the upcoming drill programme to happen. We did some work, AMT work, I'll give you the acronym, where we were refining the targets for drilling in the near-term drill programme. It's very technical stuff, but what we've effectively been able to do is refine the target. We've been able to improve our kind of understanding of the prospectivity and the geological structures. These are very large-scale nickel sulfide prospective targets that we're going for, and any information you can get before you sink the drill holes in the ground is always useful. Our partners, the Kalahari Key team, are hugely enthusiastic about what they're finding. All the evidence that we have as we move along each step of the process seems to reinforce the prospectivity and potential of this opportunity. So yeah, it's a great piece of news, a bit technical, so I don't know how much the market, followed it or understood it, or even read it at 9 o'clock in the morning, but we'll see. Of course, the real truth machine, as someone said to me recently, is the drill turning and actually getting the core out and seeing what's there. And that is something that we're very optimistic can start very soon. So once the drills start to turn, I'm sure the excitement and focus will build on that, because it's a very large nickel sulfide potential set of targets that we've got there, and we'll just have to see what happens. So after the 9 o'clock release, we hit an 11 o'clock release with our partners Red Rock Resources. We have a joint venture in Australia, Red Rock Australasia Limited, and Power has a 49.9% interest, and we secured another big license application in Victoria, the heart of the hot postcode, as it were, for gold exploration at the moment. Another 309 square kilometres added to the existing 11 licence applications means we have 12 applications covering just under 2,200 square kilometres. What happened is we did some work on each of our 11, now 12 projects, and we identified the prospectivity, historic gold production, historic mining, historic sampling, and so on. We then layered on some fancy technology on top of this for this particular license area, and we found that there was prospectivity that perhaps hasn't been identified before, and that prospectivity went into neighbouring areas to the west. So rather than just sitting there and thinking about things, we went and immediately pegged another license application to cover that prospectivity. So yeah, Australia's building dramatically. We have one of the largest land holdings in the area, and we have applications in process, and we're looking forward to when we can get licenses granted, of course, because that means we can move forward, subject to COVID-19 with ground exploration. All the data that we're building from all this analysis is showing that there's a huge amount of gold across our license areas, and from the historic mining and all the records, and we just on and see what we can do with that. We're also looking at the corporate angle with Australia, and there's huge amounts of interest from North America, as we've seen recently with a number of deals that have taken place, corporate deals over Victoria Goldfield assets. So we're looking at that as well. So yeah, lots going on at the minute, Zach.
Right, so you've got all these license applications with Blue Whale, Blue Chip, Blue Sky. That's all going on. You haven't got Blue Monday yet, which I hope we can name the next one that one. I think that would be quite cool. But as there's so much going on, what do you think that investors should particularly look at? Because you're spinning a lot of plates here.
Yeah, it does seem like that. And to a certain extent, when you have so many items of news coming out, you can create a bit of a fog about the company. But what we set out to build from the off really was not just another junior company with one project hoping for a long time that it could strike something. I've always felt that was a really risky approach, just having such a narrow focus. Now, it can be very good if you find something very valuable and are able to move it forward, but it's a concentration of risk. We always wanted to build a play. We always had in our minds a dramatic target of being, another mid-tier type operation. What we never really anticipated was how bad the conditions will be in 19 and, of course, in 20 with the COVID situation. And those bad conditions yield, for the more gregarious businesses, yield opportunities to acquire interests or earn into interest that you would not normally have access to. So we've been able to build a portfolio of very significant projects pretty much across the board, in fairness. So I don't want to apply favouritism to any of the projects at the minute. What I want to say is this, that we are diversified. So our shareholders are protected. They have access to precious metals, base metals, strategic metals, all sorts of different things in different jurisdictions. So it's a good place to be. There's no one project will sink us, but it might make us fly. Any one project could make us fly. And at the moment, we're particularly excited because of the upcoming big nickel sulfide drill in Botswana, and also with our partners Equatorial Gold, the Haneti project in Tanzania. Those are big things. The stuff that we're doing in Australia is quite amazing, and we're continuing to build that into a very, very substantial business with both corporate and exploration opportunities aplenty. And then we're doing a lot of work in North America with the Alamo Gold project in Arizona, and with this new due diligence project in Canada, the Silver Peak project. There's lots of precious metals exploration happening right now. Important because that will yield, dare I say, news flow and feed some interesting stuff out to the market. So pretty much across our business we're active. We still have our focus now on building ourselves towards a big company status, and do that, as I say, with one project. You do it with a number, and you need some of these things to come off to make it happen. So we're pushing as hard as we can to make that discovery or discoveries, which we have as our tagline for the business overall.
So a mini conglomerate in a year's time, I mean, that's what you're trying to do?
Yeah, well, the best way to accelerate that is to find something big, because if we find something big in this portfolio of currently 6 projects with 2 under due diligence, find something big, our valuation leaps on the back of a major discovery, and and that, of course, then filters down into the rest of our business, and you start to discover more things when you have more kind of company size, more strength, more financial prowess, and so on. So I would, MiniConglomerate, that would be a nice target to have. I mean, given that the amount of time I'm spending on this, I certainly hope that is the outcome, because the board of Power have a lot of the stock. I personally hold around 7% of the stock. And if it comes off share price-wise, then we will benefit significantly as a result.
Right, just a final question. I noted, and I've seen some reaction as well, that Elon Musk of Tesla has been calling out for mining companies to deliver more nickel, and so maybe is that an area that you could oblige on?
Well, it is absolutely true that nickel is a major issue going forward, because there aren't the supply sources. And I think anyone who's fortunate enough to find a major nickel sulfide discovery in the right jurisdiction, and that will draw dramatic interest from large players in our space. So it has to be, for any company like ours, where we have access to 2 nickel sulfide significant drill programs in the near term, it has to be a major focus.
Paul Johnson, CEO at Power Metal Resources, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.